Okay, so let's get to it with the Vivace. So why did we get Vivace? Well, honestly, I have a very selfish practice, and basically when I start to need something or want it, we just get it. That's how we ended up with Cool Sculpting. And honestly, with Vivace, I've gotten to a certain age where I've been noticing that not only I need a little bit of modest skin tightening. I wanted to create a little bit of lifting in certain areas, and I wanted to find a way to do it. But many of you, if you don't know, I will share with you, I'm quite a wimp. So I don't like pain. I don't like downtime. I'd rather do things a few times that are maybe safer and gentler, and I'll take a more modest result. And that's just who I am. So I'm just being honest with you guys. But so I looked at the different devices out there that would do what I wanted, and I felt like the Vivace really kind of checked all the boxes. You do get, again, a modest amount of skin tightening, an improvement of skin texture. Pain-wise, not bad at all. So topical numbing for about 45 minutes, an hour. The procedure itself takes about an hour. It really wasn't bad. There was actually, I decided at the last minute to do a couple extra areas on myself when I was doing it, and those areas she went over without the numbing, and it really was not terrible. It was survivable, but I definitely would recommend the numbing. It can also be done on darker skin types. You know, we always prefer non-tan skin, but it's not nearly as a big an issue as it would be with, say, a laser. Vivace is typically done in a series of 3 treatments, and we space them about 4 to 6 months apart. I have just completed my first, and I'm getting ready to do my second, and I'm going to let you all take a sneak peek at my treatment in a little bit too, so you'll see that later. So how does it work? So Vivace combines traditional microneedling with this radio frequency, and you know, you have the machine itself has the handpiece has 36 little gold-plated tiny needles, and they create these little microchannels in the skin. The needles are also insulated, so in other words, the RF heat the energy doesn't go through the top part of the needle, and that protects the upper part of your skin, the epidermis, and it directs the heat to the deeper part of the skin, or the dermis, and that actually is collagen stimulating, and that's where you get some of the skin tightening and the smoother looking skin because of that heat that's created. It's almost like these micro injuries that kind of help to stimulate the healing process, which again creates improved texture and a little bit of skin tightening. I will say, the after effects, you heal really fast from this, which is another great thing, because there's not a lot of downtime. The next day, I looked maybe a little bit puffy. I could wear makeup. I looked like maybe I had something done. If you didn't know me, you may not have even noticed. And it really just was a pretty easy recovery overall, I would say. So that's another nice thing about it. We're going to show you a few little before and afters, I believe. We're going to pull up some pictures. And I think the nice thing with these pictures is it does show you that you can have some improvement of texture and, again, some modest skin tightening. If you have a lot of jowling and a lot of heaviness and you're looking for something to really pull it like this, it is not going to do that. I mean, that's going to be either a lower facelift or something more aggressive. I think making sure you're a good candidate for Vivace is really important. Sometimes it's a good complement too, like if maybe you've done some fillers. Fillers can create a lot of lift and some, but maybe you need a little bit more. Maybe that's Vivace. I think we're going to actually, in a minute, go through and compare and contrast Vivace to traditional microneedling. Bria, our esthetician, is going to help us with that. And then we'll actually go through also and compare Vivace to something like Halo or BBL as well, because there's differences between them and trying to help you guys decide what would be better for you. Again, best thing to do is going to be to set up a consult so that you can kind of determine what's going to be best for you, whether it would be something with, again, traditional microneedling or Vivace or a laser, or maybe fillers could help you out too. So that's kind of the inside scoop. We're really excited to have this here. I'm excited to get my next treatment, and I'm going to let you all peek in on that in a sec. So thanks, and come on. And now I am here with Bria, our other amazing esthetician. And Bria does the Vivace microneedling, or Vivace and regular microneedling. And she's just going to help us kind of compare and contrast the two, because I've had both. And, what do you see as like the difference between the two?
So Vivace definitely will go a little deeper than traditional microneedling. So can help with more significant lines and moderate skin laxity. So if you need a little bit of tightening, definitely improve.
I agree. I think and you can kind of see like there's a difference between obviously the devices. This is the skin pen.
Yes.
That is the Vivace. The RF part, I think, is the big difference too, where these needles are not, they're just regular needles. Right. The other ones are
insulated.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, and we were talking earlier about how we can use it in different skin types because of the insulation, because it's protecting the top part of your skin. So we can bypass the epidermis and kind of go deeper into the dermis.
Correct.
And
so we can treat all skin types safely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and get some skin tightening, which is really nice. I also was saying, we were talking about this, about, they're not mutually exclusive. So a lot of times, if you're doing the Vivace and you've completed your treatment, you're happy with it, that would be the skin pen.
For maintenance as well.
Yeah, I agree. And I think, finding the right, like, are you the right candidate for, one or the other? I think, in my mind, I think the regular microneedling patient is going to be someone maybe with more just minor texture issue, texture, or more minor acne scarring, because it does help with that. Mm-hmm. And then Vivace, a little bit more if you have deeper scarring or something like that.
Correct.
Yeah.
More significant lines, or like that laxity.
Yeah, exactly. And speaking of acne scarring, we also have in the room something that Bria does as well, which is the V-beam, because we do use the V-beam as well for acne scarring, but a different type of scar. You want to kind of talk about that?
So it helps with inflammatory acne as well. So if it's red, we can treat it with V-beam. I usually like to start with V-beam if acne scarring is an issue. Mm-hmm. After we've cleared up some redness, then we can either choose to go to Vivace or traditional microneedling to help with texture.
Yeah, I agree. And I think the V-beam, it is a great treatment for if you have red. So yes, acne scarring, whether it's an active inflammatory type of lesion, or sometimes, once you have the acne bump and it goes away and you have that persistent red, that's so annoying. It's great for that. Also good if you have rosacea, broken blood vessels, those little things called charity angiomas. Mm-hmm. Do a ton of those.
Ton of those.
All right. So anyway, totally different things, and I hope that helps clear up some of the differences between regular microneedling, Vivace, lasers, etc. So we are going to go on and continue this journey of comparing and contrasting Vivace with the Halo and the BBL. So now I am here with Amber, our amazing esthetician, and Amber treats with with our Cyton, which has BBL and Halo, and I thought it'd be a great idea to compare and contrast that to the Vivace RF microneedling, because I know a lot of you might be thinking, like, which one should I pick? So Amber, I know you love your Halo and you love the BBL.
It's my baby.
Yeah. But so tell me, like, when do you see someone who would maybe, let's start with Halo. So Halo is a little bit more for texture, pigment.
Yeah, so you're going to get improvement in just your overall texture. It's going to help some with pigment. You get collagen building as well. Whereas the Vivace, you're going to get all the benefits of microneedling, so stimulating your collagen, plus you get a little modest skin tightening as well.
Yeah, so like if you're thinking about your typical, say, Halo patient versus your typical Vivace patient, who's going to do what, do you think?
So I think it depends on what the surface is really looking like of the skin. If there's a lot of just textural stuff that we're concerned about, then I'm always going to go with Halo first, because that's really going to work, and the pigment will help pull it up.
Yeah.
Now, if you have someone who just has like a little bit of scarring, maybe a little bit of laxity that's starting to happen, then we would go more with Vivace for them.
Yeah, because you're going to get collagen building with both, so your texture will improve, I think, with both. I mean, the difference being, I think, with Halo, you do have, it's a little bit, it is more of aggressive,
Yes.
an aggressive a treatment. You're not necessarily going to go for tightening with that, though,
No,
right?
just more collagen building and
Yeah.
then really working on the surface of everything.
And a little bit more downtime,
Yeah,
correct?
of course. You're going to have about usually 7 to 10 days or so of downtime with Halo. There's a couple days of swelling, and then everything turns like sandpapery for you. So it's usually 7 to 10 days for the face. As you're coming down the chest and the neck, it does take a little bit longer.
Yeah, like 2 to 3 weeks
Yeah.
or something. But it's not bad. I've done it. Have you done it?
The Halo? No, I have not.
not? Okay.
I have not done Halo. I have
Because-
rosacea, so
Yeah.
heat bothers my skin a little bit. So
Yeah.
I haven't gone this route
Yeah,
yet.
but she also has great skin. I, however, am a bit older than Amber, and so I have done the Halo actually a couple of times. And what I found personally is I think definitely noticed more improvement. I think faster with texture and pigment with that. I've done the Vivace a couple times now. Y'all saw my Vivace treatment, and I think the recovery from Vivace is definitely faster.
Yes.
But we were just talking before this. Is like it's not even. I haven't even done the third one yet. But there's one little thing, jelly thing here, bothers me. You know how you have your one thing. That's my one thing. And I was like, oh my god! Like I am starting to notice this after the second one that it definitely helps. So it's not going to be. For someone who needs like a facelift, like it's not going to tighten to that degree, but for modest skin tightening, I think it's great.
If you're looking in the mirror and pulling back like this.
That might be fillers
Yes.
or a facelift or something else. And then BBL, like a lot, that's probably one of, don't you think the most popular things?
For sure.
Yeah, and so kind of where are we using BBL versus the Vivace?
So BBL strictly goes after pigment. So if you're looking at your skin and you have all those little freckles kind of scattered throughout, 100% we'd go with BBL because we want to pull all that pigment to give you more of an even skin tone.
Yeah, and so I've read something like some evidence of helping with texture with multiple treatments, and most of our patients are doing these either in a series or they're coming back year after year, and I think that's where you see the advantage. But again, with the Vivace, not really there for the pigment issues, correct? Yeah,
Not at all.
Okay, so really important then that you do get those consults to kind of differentiate. I think it's important. Evaluation's key.
100%.
Right,
Yeah.
and
everybody's
also,
different. So.
Yeah, exactly. So, all right. So, thank you, Amber. That was great information. All right, and we're going to go on to the next. So that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed learning a little bit more about Vivace and determining if it's a good treatment for you. Again, I highly recommend doing a consult so that you can determine the best treatment option for you.